All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to Andrew Wilson debates liberal girl who supports massive illegal immigration. There you go, dummies. Let's jump in.
Of a heated exchange between me, you, Andrew, you, and it stemmed from you saying that either I or Andrew or both of us have low IQ and we're stupid, and making jokes about like other stuff. And then Andrew made a joke about deportation, which you were like deeply offended by.
That was you?
Yeah, that was her.
That was really funny.
She didn't think so.
Yeah, I thought so, though.
Yeah. So do you guys want to have like a quick, like, you know, just political debate on like illegal immigration? I feel like this is a good.
It's just,
moment.
I just find it kind of weird how like, oh my God, people shouldn't be here illegally. Like it's so wrong. They're criminals. Like what coming over here is literally a crime. That's literally crazy. Like it's a crime. But it's like this is stolen land, and it's like
So is
known
Mexico.
to be stolen
So is Mexico.
land. So it's
Mexico's
like
stolen land.
Yeah. Do you know the history of like Mexico City?
Mexico
like-
stole. So Mexico stolen land. I can't immigrate there. That's kind of fucked up, huh? I can't believe that they do that. I can't believe that they went and butchered all of the indigenous people in Mexico. Mexicans did, right? This would be the mestizos. Went through and butchered all the indigenous people and stole that land.
I thought mestizos were the colonized.
No. So what happened is Spaniards came over and then they mixed with the indigenous people, created mestizos. Mestizos took over most of what is now Mexico. They took over California. They had Texas. They had all of that. The indigenous people,
All the way to Nevada.
They butchered them. So they stole their land.
I will look into that.
Oh, is that funny, huh? Is that funny when your rhetoric goes against you? All the Latin America, all the way to Argentina, guys. It was created by settlers. All of it. Puerto Rico as well. Settlers. We had Spaniards until we were part of Spain until 1898. God, these people are as dumb as hell, man. They really believe that. You know what's crazy? They only believe that the United States is the only place stolen land, bro. This was not stolen land. This was open land for everybody. Because even the natives were just, deleting each other. They were simply deleting each other. So they were stealing land from each other. Man, these people have no reasoning.
Look into it.
Mm-hmm.
All modern land is stolen from some group or another group. So, yeah, that is the history there, right? That is the history of South America, is it changed hands multiple times between many, many groups. There are white South American nations.
Do you know about the Spanish conquistadors?
Yes. Oh, the lady, man. And this is a problem. They think because they probably from one ethnic groups, they think that they have the truth in their feelings. But they don't understand how even South America was built. Incredible.
Yeah, but they were mostly... So that was like a mixture of geographical locations that they came into. Like Cortez went through Aztec lands in South America. I don't remember the exact geographical location, but
me either. But
yeah, they did. Yes, this was mostly Spaniards. Then Spaniards made mestizos. Mestizos butchered the indigenous population for sure. So it's all stolen land. I don't know why it is that I can't immigrate there. I can't just walk across the border there because, well, they arrest you and throw your ass back to your own country.
It's pretty easy to walk across the border to Mexico.
And then if you're there illegally, they ship you back here because you're not supposed to be in their country because they have a constitutionally elected government and
yeah, but they're not.
They have border laws.
Deport.
Yes, they are massive deportation, lady. I mean, these people are just. They're deporting all the time. What in the hell these people are talking about?
That's because nobody wants to go there. If people did, and by the way, they do. Yeah. When people come from south of Mexico into Mexico, they will keep them out, and they have the Mexican military on their southern borders keeping out people who try to migrate through Mexico. That's what happened with the whole caravan thing. They were literally trying to keep them out of their nation. So I don't know why it is that Mexico can have a border policy, but we can't. That's really strange.
I mean, I think we should. I have one argument for that. If we have a declining population and with births Why?
Yeah, because that makes sense, right? We are declining population, so that means we have to bring more of those little darker people, right? So what happened with those dark these people from the different nation from their different nations? Their the population start declining. Did we make the same argument? And why not always? Why is always making the argument that we need people from third world country? But it's never. Let's just make our lifestyle easier. And that way we can just increase our birth rate.
Why should we get rid of the illegals when we need them for our economy?
Well, okay, so first of all, I don't think that you need to have a continuously growing GDP. It's not necessary for the health and welfare of the nation. That's one. And then the second thing is that I think if you're going to spend your resources on basically illegals who come in on healthcare, things like this, rather than supplementing your indigenous population so that they can have more live births, that seems really stupid to me. Why wouldn't you allocate your resources to your domestic population?
It just seems like you want to kind of force women into having babies instead of...
But no, you want to force women to. What about the women that come here illegally? You're not forcing them either. I mean, these people are just emotional talking points.
bringing in
When have
people
I ever
who already
advocated
have
that
babies.
women should be forced to do anything?
Oh, the abortion laws and all that.
That's not force. That's saying you can't do
Well,
a thing.
I
It's
mean,
not forcing you to
even-
do a thing.
Do you want to actually contend with the actual topic at hand, though?
no. Yeah, continue on. I just had that one
I
thing
mean,
about
abortion
the
is a
birth.
separate
Oh,
topic.
no. It started because when
'Cause
you
we
were
were talking
gone,
about
I was
immigration.
talking about since.
Besides that, you said you're against most abortions.
No, I am.
So then you would use force
Because,
then?
no.
What?
Listen, it's because the birth rates go down, and that's on the show. A lot of times, that's a topic on anti-abortion, and I'm just like, why kick them out if we need their population
We don't.
to keep birth
Yeah, but
rates
this
up?
is a really strange argument.
We don't need their population. We need to have more of our own kind, more Americans having babies. We need to keep the heritage of the country.
Because if we didn't have a reproduction crisis, we wouldn't need to be importing anybody from anywhere. We
don't
can
have to
focus on
import
our
them.
domestic population.
They're already here, which is the domestic population, and we're kicking them out when we need them. So
No, we don't need them. We don't need illegals here. So for one thing, you're talking about 1 million people a year who immigrate legally.
Yeah.
Our population boomed from 150 million to 330 million, right on par with the immigration policy of 1 million people coming in per year. So thing is like, how much more do we need to import? What happens,
We don't need
by
to
the way,
import.
is that
this lady, man, she likes to be with God and the devil at the same time. We don't need it. We need it. We don't need it. We don't, what is it, lady?
don't kick
these
the
people
people out.
come in, when they come in, within a generation, they're right down to the low reproduction rates, just like everybody else is.
I thought, I don't. I'd have to look up that
Look
up,
it up.
but I think it's kind of the opposite.
It's kind of not.
So we're going to do the gender swap portion here. But I mean, just to your point, it is a crime. It's I looked it up. It's 8 USC subsection 1325. It's a crime to enter unlawful entry.
Yeah, but I don't know. Just like
Because
not-
it's not a crime because it made me feel bad. That's why. Because it made me feel bad. That's why it should not be a crime.
it's like, oh, you're a criminal. It's just like, I don't know. People look at criminals as like really bad people,
But
like
they are.
thieves and like murderers, and just like abuser,
these
like
people.
I mean, do you
Abusive
want a
people.
napkin?
and like the people who come into this
Am
country.
I making a mess?
But do you want a napkin?
Did I make a mess? Is it all on me?
No, just he
Just
was gonna
asking
give
if you wanted
he was
a
gonna
napkin,
give you
that's all.
napkin and-
And there's just the people
Just
come here to live a
prioritize
better
the
life, to
camera,
work
okay?
hard, provide for their family, because they just
Yeah,
want
but
to do better. For
nobody's
them and their
disputing the
families.
motivation of wanting to go to a country that isn't yours for a better life. The question becomes, does the indigenous population of that country, the people who are in that country, who are citizens of that country, have a say in who gets to come in and who doesn't? I think they do. Just like you have a say as to who comes into your house and doesn't come into your house. So
Yeah,
the
but then it's-
Japanese, for instance, they don't allow mass migration of any kind.
I don't know. It's also kind of weird. It's like, oh, you can't come into our country, but
It's-
we'll go into yours and vacation there, and like we'll go celebrate.
can come here on
your
vacation.
culture. It's just
So here's what you do. You go get a passport, and you can come here and have a vacation, then go back home and we can go to your country with a passport and go on vacation and then come back home. That's how that works. That doesn't mean that you have citizenship and that you can then drain the coffers for social welfare and drain the coffers for medical care. Like that's a no-go. Like
Yeah, this is a good example of men doubling down on knowing what is right. You see what females do, the feminists, they shut down. Learn from these guys. This is what we need to do. We knowing we are in the right, and we just simply double down, knowing there's right. We don't go to this back and forward, trying to convince them. Sometimes you don't need to convince them. You tell them how it is. And Andrew right now, what he's doing is telling them how it is.
But why do you think that the citizenry of the United States is going to want to supplement people who aren't from their people group?
And
They don't want to.
like white Americans, like they go live in Mexico because it's cheaper and stuff. And
Yeah, they have to go through the same process, though. They have to apply
but-
for limited citizenship, and then they have to apply for Mexican citizenship if they want to stay there long term.
but like a lot of them don't.
Yeah, they go there on vacation. True.
They just have to come back every certain amount of time, and they abide by that instead of actually getting.
But by the way, for the Mexican government, this is a good thing, right? Because they get all sorts of money from the gringo who brings in that gringo greenback, and that's worth a lot more than the Mexican peso is. So they love having tourists come in and things like that. It's not the same fiscal drain on them as it is on us. It's a literal fiscal drain on this country. Not to have vacationers come in, but to have people come in who are at the like lowest economic status you could possibly be at, and then immediately they come in and get welfare, they get medical care, they get all of this
Yeah, it's a strain.
literally on our tax dollar. Now it's really easy for you to say, well, we should do that,
Yeah.
Shane,
I just think it's
but you don't pay for that.
it's wrong. Like the immigrants here, like we work hard and everything. We contribute to this country too. It's not like we're here and just living life. No, they work hard.
We don't care.
24/7.
There's no dispute. I've literally lived in California. I grew up in California. I saw what immigrant labor did in the lettuce fields and when they were working in the vineyards, especially.
Yeah, I
see
think
it-
disgusting. They're taking advantage of them. It's like a slavery. This is wrong. Any American that is hiring illegal immigrants, you get fines and almost get a prison. Yes, I said it. 'Cause not only they're using human, low-skilled laborers, right? But they're treasoners. They're treasoners. That's my opinion on this.
Michigan when they're picking fruit. Yeah, that's hard ass work. Nobody's disputing that. We have migrant work programs so that migrants can come in and work and then go back to their home country.
A majority of immigrants are those people too, and it's just like, oh,
I'm not disputing that.
Deport them. It's just like you're deporting hardworking immigrants that is contributing to your country. Like the food you have. Is
Yeah, they also
because
do-
of them.
yeah, but here's
It's
the thing.
It's easily accessible.
They also
because
come in
of
and do
that.
remittances. So what they do is they come in and they get American dollars here, and then they send it back to their origin nation untaxed. It doesn't help us at all.
Okay,
So-
but it literally like you guys.
Yeah, her parents were illegal, in my opinion. That's what it is. That's why she just, in my opinion, I don't know, right? But I think that's why she's really, really going down with this argument. That's probably what it is, guys.
Go into our country, whatever. It's just.
In my opinion, I
Well,
don't know.
which is your country? Is the United States
Well,
your country, or is
I was
Mexico
born-
your
yeah, I was born
country?
here. But yeah, I can still say like Mexico. It's like, my.
Is that your country or isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not like my actual country.
So
but
what's
it's
your
like I'm
country?
from.
There you go. Call her out. Let's go.
So who are your countrymen?
Well, I'm Mexican American, but I do have family in Mexico. so-
Sure.
Yeah.
You have
Well, what's
family
your
there, but
country?
who are your countrymen?
I think she's highlighting.
Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Andrew, come on, let's jump in.
Ethnic background.
Oh, is that what you think? I didn't know that she was doing that, but I'm really glad you clarified. It's super
You're
nice of you.
welcome. Thank you.
So anyway, I was just curious though, if we get
No,
back
yeah,
to
I
this.
can't say. I can't say that's. I can't say like, oh, that's my country. I
Yeah, it
wasn't-
is.
So-
I love how
I'm
he.
really glad you clarified. It's super
You're
nice of
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
So anyway, I was just
Hey,
curious.
There you go. See, she did that for a reason. She just jumped in to do the sisterhood mommy thing, and Andrew knew that she was doing that. And you see how passive aggressively she answered it.
Though,
Pay attention, guys.
if we get
No,
back
yeah,
to
I
this,
can't say. I can't say that's. I can't say like, oh, that's my country. I wasn't born there. But
Right. Yeah, I was just curious who.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like, if Mexico and America went to war, who do you have your loyalty to?
That's
Don't
ridiculous.
know. Do you think that maybe that's
Wait,
a
let's
problem
get
with
an
having
answer.
immigrants in?
Wait, let's get an answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is
Who's your
a good
loyalty to?
question. I would do a lot to protect like Mexicans and everything, honestly.
So maybe for the people who are here, right, who when we hear this from even people who are born here with American citizenship, if my country goes to war with your country, I'm going to side with that other country and not my own
But
country.
since I'm born here, like I can't really do anything about.
That's true,
the
except
country.
advocate on behalf of the enemy
And
who
since
we
I-
could be at war with.
Since I live here, I can't really do anything like about it.
Well, you can. You can vote, and you can advocate on behalf of potential enemies of the United States.
Listen to this, guys. This is so important. Andrew is touching on something very important that a lot of Americans need to wake up to. I'm for just stopping all kind of migrations. Stop all of it. Stop all of it. We need to focus zero. I would say zero unless that Trump thing where you have to buy your citizenship, you put $5 million to it. Or you are, for certain countries that are just really, really prepared and they're getting assimilate to our country. But that thing of us importing, from the south part of the United States, nah, man, that's it, man. Nope, we're not doing that. We need to recover some of our states. We need to just recover some of our heritage. It's lost, guys. It's lost, man. It's lost.
States. So if we go to war with Mexico, now you have loyalties to Mexico and not to the United States. That's a massive problem with immigrants coming in,
Yeah. They
especially
don't
en
assimilate.
masse from a single country, is now we have dual loyalties we have to deal with. That's not a good idea. No nation would put up with that. Like, what nation would ever put up with that?
Even Mexico will put up with
Like,
that.
imagine this. Let me give you this scenario. So let's say that there's millions of people who are like-minded like you who said, well, I would prefer actually to advocate for Mexico if there was a war between Mexico and America, right? And then we had a draft. And we drafted tens of thousands of people who thought like that. Now you have soldiers in the field who are willing to shoot other soldiers in the back, right?
I honestly respect both. I just. I can't. I don't know. I wouldn't like.
What,
really
what was your
I
original
respect
question? Where
both.
does her loyalties lie to the United States or Mexico
Yeah.
in the event of a war?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And she said she doesn't. I don't know.
I respect.
If you
both,
had to pick one.
honestly. Well, since I live here, I don't know. I would have to pick the U.S. But like,
But you have
I
a
would
lot of
still-
loyalties there, right?
I would still feel for Mexico.
This came up. This problem historically has come up. In World War II, we interned the Japanese. The Japanese who lived here in America, we interned them in internment camps under lock and key and armed guards because we're at war with their origin nation. And we couldn't take the risk that they were going to sabotage or kill our soldiers on behalf of our enemies. Like, this has historically happened, that we've had to do that.
Someone said like my
Below
loyalty
the threshold.
towards Mexico.
What about it? I don't know.
But I don't know. I wouldn't like live there because I was born and raised here. So I'm very.
Yeah. Just tell the truth. You will not live there because it's poor as hell, man. Man, these people are just. Oh man. Hopefully we can wake up and just become. We have to expect much more of Americans, guys. We have to expect much more, and I will say it flat out. We have to protect some of our heritage, guys. Listen. In Puerto Rico, and I was there last, what was it? Last January, right? Very well. As a state, they have developed immensely, guys. I can declare right now, if you go to Puerto Rico, you will be amazed. They become a first world state, right? Beautiful, very well developed, very high in technology. It's like any regular state in the United States. But something that I noticed is, man, they trash a lot, man. They trash a lot their European heritage, man. And we have the European heritage in Puerto Rico is almost 60-70%, guys. Iberians, a lot of Iberians heritage. Yeah, in Mediterranean, you will see a lot of Greeks, Italians, and Spaniards. And somehow we just cater to the lowest denominator. I just don't get it, man. It's something about the American culture that is just, instead of saying I'm just proud of where my people came from, they just like to just go to the lowest common denominator. and just praise that for some reason. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next.